I'm Gogos, a multidisciplinary artist. A lot of what I do is like dictating a recipe. We're mixing all the elements together, but then using industrialized machinery to kind of put it in a melting pot and let chance take over and see the patterns that, even for me, I get excited about, like picking up the material once it's compressed and almost going, oh, wow, look how that landed. Like, I think there's something amazing about, and I think the whole collection kind of speaks to what chance can bring into design and art. My favorite design is the tear and paste work. I remember when I made that work, I was exploring mapping and moving through a city, signaling from my hand to the paper, natural built smells, environments, every single kind of thing that you don't pick up on or kind of take note of in a city, or I was picking up on, and I was like, I remember it was so integral into my design process because it was like, how can someone walk down a street and pick up on so many things? And I think that work really speaks to like how much our senses and how much we can transfer onto paper. And then I started ripping together parts that these mapping kind of ideas and trying to understand what design was in the first place. And it's something so cool that it kind of can revert back to it. But also the color of orange in that work is so unique. I'd be very surprised if anyone could actually pinpoint what that color is called. I feel like material in general is so precious. Sometimes I get like quite obsessed with just this idea of thread being interlaced. It just feels exciting. I know that when people work with like scraps and they chuck it out, for me, I want to be inquisitive and pull it apart, because when you work with fabric, it's like working with paint, or, when I throw fabric and it lands, it's like if you splatter paint. And if you work organically with fabric and you treat it with such like attention and I guess respect, even if you're destroying it, it can still be in a respectful way, because every single element in a home, you can buy something rigid and then you straighten it too much and you're like, oh, that doesn't work. So I think it's the same with how I approach design and art. There's a balance, not about the aesthetic, but I think the approach, and that's where I come from. I think there's a lot of movement in the pieces and flow in a space, because that's actually how the patterns emerge. It's like a needle felting and kind of breaking through fabric and colliding into something else, create something really organic and beautiful. And that's what this rug collection, I think, really reflects, is like a sense of ease and playfulness. And I guess, as serious as fun gets.